Hi Anthony, lovely to meet up with you and begin working on your game. Just a quick recap on the key points that we covered. I'm going to keep this short and sweet really. I don't want to put too much detail in there at this stage. Things were going nicely. You were certainly hitting the middle of the club more often, which is great. And starting to understand what you had to do and why you had to do it, and maybe it was very contradictory to what you'd been told. But you could tell with the results that you're moving in the right direction. So first change we talked about was the setup from face on, and I asked you to turn the feet out a little bit more. Feet are quite square, stance is quite wide. Here I want you to turn the feet out a little bit more. Benchmark would be minimum of 20 degrees both feet, and bring the ankles together a little bit. So slightly closer together with the heels, slightly further apart with the toes. In turn, that positions the knees differently. As the feet turn out, the knees turn out, and this frees up your hips and makes it much easier to turn in a stable manner. So turn was the key phrase. The swing on the left, and I struggle to comprehend this, and like I said, it's not a name and shame game at all, but when a player like yourself who makes this move that I'm going to show you now is told to turn more, I mean, I just cannot believe that. I mean, the amount of turn going in there is unbelievable. You've got a 7 or an 8 iron in your hand, and your shoulders are turned far past 90 degrees. You're looking there, you've nearly got 120 degrees of shoulder turn for a short iron. In doing that, you're also trying to keep your trail leg flex, which is really, makes turning more difficult. So you're trying to make a big turn in a manner that's been made very, very difficult. So, really difficult to control. You can see the left shoulder there has worked across a tremendous amount. Your head has been pushed, or the centre of the shoulder turn, more importantly, has been pushed from where it started. So I think we all accept that you want to keep your head relatively still. We use the head as a reference, actually the centre of the shoulder turn. You want to swing around a point that is controllable. And you can see here that as the centre of the shoulder tries to turning. The centre of the shoulder turn now has been moved off that golf ball a tremendous amount, which means the centre of the swing now has been compromised. And you've got to make up that distance during the downswing. So what do we want you to do? Well, we've established the centre of the shoulder turn at setup, and we said that if the shoulder works down and around, so if the shoulders turn on a tilted angle, it's much easier to keep the centre of the shoulder turn fixed. The feet are turned out a little bit more, the knees are turned out a little bit more. We're allowing the trail leg to straighten, and the centre of the shoulder turn is much more stable than it was. We've still got plenty of shoulder turn, and the advice you were given on this particular swing is to go from setup to the top of the backswing without turning. Now, do the shoulders turn? Yes. Do they need to turn as much as you're illustrating on the left? Absolutely not. The move you're making here, what you're actually doing is you're working the left shoulder down early in the swing. As the left shoulder goes down, the body starts to turn anyway. On the way back now, you're just extending and you're turning at an acceptable rate. You may feel like you're not turning, but you're definitely turning. The whole thing is much more balanced. The centre of the shoulder turn hasn't translated off, therefore it doesn't need to move back across during the downswing. Much simpler move, much easier to regulate, and you can start to see there's a difference in the leg action, the difference in the hip action. The arms are looking straighter, etc., etc. So there's a knock-on effect with a lot of things improving that we can talk about in subsequent lessons. But for now, get the setup right, ankles closer together, toes farther apart. Put the weight forward a little bit more. Don't be shy with that. You can't really overdo that at this stage. I would say, 70-30 is a general rule. And then the key is to make a backswing feeling that you're turning as little as possible. And you can see when you do that, then it has a balancing effect. Good luck with it. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop me a line or give me a call. Thanks.